I'm going to show you how to do the fight with Augur and Nightreign. It's actually a very simple fight, so I'm going to try to keep it very short. This boss is very simple, boring, but simple. You can fight the boss even as a pure melee. The footage you're seeing here is me fighting the boss solo and as a pure melee. Besides Wilder's grappling hook ability and maybe one Thunderbolt, it's mainly done in pure melee. Now, one of the ways to damage the Augur is by killing the jellyfish. You know, the ones that come at you and explode, trying to hit you with a heavy dose of sleep. Believe it or not, if you kill them before they explode, they will launch orbs to the boss that deal damage. Now granted, it's not very much damage, but do remember that the boss sends out multiple jellyfish at a time. So if you think about it, the more you kill, the more damage you do to the boss's HP bar just by using the jellyfish. So try to kill these jellyfish before they explode to do some decent damage without having to chase the boss to Narnia. Now another way to damage the boss without chasing it across the map is to kill the tentacles that pop up around the boss arena during certain points in the fight. Just like the jellyfish, if you kill them, they'll launch orbs at the boss and hit the boss for some decent damage. Like I said before with the jellyfish, it's not very much damage, but do keep in mind that there are multiple of them around the arena, so the more you kill, the more decent damage you do to the health bar of the boss. Now sometimes during the fight, the boss will let out a loud noise and go to a certain part of the arena and lay down on the floor. This boss is also increasing the player's sleep gauge by a huge amount, each and every second. A simple way to deal with this is just to give the boss a few whacks, either with a lightning spell or a lightning weapon. In doing so, you will stun the boss for about at least a second or two, I'm not exactly sure the actual amount, which allows you to get in a hit or two depending upon how fast you are. Now, of course, if you're playing with other players, then the boss might require a few more smacks, just because of the extra defense and everything, before actually being stunned. Now, this last ability that the boss is able to do, I'm gonna call it a sleep nuke. Mainly just because of the huge AoE that it causes when it hits the ground. Now there are two ways to handle this. If you have a bow or a spell, you can simply shoot it and destroy it. It does take a few hits to destroy it just because of how much HP it has. However, if you're a pure melee, I don't recommend this. Mainly just because the closer it gets to the ground, less time you actually have to destroy it. However, if you're going for a pure melee, or if you just don't simply want to mess with that nuke, which honestly I don't blame you, you can simply just run, like fast. Like very fast, because of the huge AoE it does. It doesn't hit the whole arena like I actually thought it would, but it just hits a huge portion of the arena. So even though it hits a huge portion of the arena, you can actually still run out of it and not get hit by it. And there you have it. That's how you fight the Augur without really using any spells or bows. The fight was done in pure melee, besides me using Wilder's grappling hook ability, and obviously also one Thunderbolt, as I kind of did that near the end to mainly just kill the boss, as it was so low on HP. I'm going to show you the boss fight in its full length, just so that you can see how I actually defeated the boss in its actual full length, and you also get to see the bonus of me face tanking everything because I get greedy. I get greedy in this game a lot, it seems. But before I go, if you did find this helpful, then please leave a like on this video, and so hopefully it can get out to more people. And I will see you later.